Hey Capricorn, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're just going to get right into it and see, whoa, what is going on for you guys. Okay, false alarm. All right, so Capricorn, let's see what's going on, Capricorn. The Ace of Swords, so I feel like I like that. Yeah, I feel like that's a good thing. So, all right, let's see what's up. The reverse Ace of Cups is at the bottom. Okay, so let's see. You guys have the Ten of Wands, and this is showing up for your energy for the week. So it could be that there's maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with something, or there might be something that you're like about to be complete with something, like about to be finished with something, that kind of thing. But I also do understand something, Capricorn, about feeling. It's almost like feeling like you have to do everything by yourself, but I don't think that that's necessarily the case, but I think that that might be how you're feeling, okay? That kind of stuff. I also understand like carrying like a heavy like burden of some sort with you, okay? That kind of thing, or feeling like weighed down by something. So, all right, let's see. But I'll also say there's an energy of being like, yeah, but I'm going to push through this. Like, I'm going to complete it, that kind of thing. Okay. I just feel like maybe there's like, again, being like overwhelmed or tired or something like that. So, in the area of your feelings, you guys have the Chariot card here. So yeah, it's like, it does feel that you're like, okay, I have to complete this thing. I need to kind of keep going. I need to keep going here, that kind of thing. And I also feel like there's a sense of like, if you're feeling like you're doing something like completely by yourself, or you're like kind of maybe having to like take care of like other people's responsibilities, or just carrying around like a heavy burden, that kind of stuff, I'm wondering if what you're feeling is like, okay, yes, but there's like goods and bads to this. Like there's like a blended elements of like there's like what do they say? Like there's two sides to the coin, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm understanding, is like you're understanding that there's like two sides to whatever is going on here, okay? That kind of stuff. And I do think that you're feeling a level of like, I need to be pretty much in control of what's going on here, or feeling like you're the one who like dictates the movement of something or the progression of something. So, all right, you have the Two of Cups, and this is showing up in your environment. So that's what I'm saying. If there is this feeling of you guys being like, God, I've got to do like all this by myself, or there's just like, it's like, it won't stop. It's almost like you're overbooked, or you have like too much going on in your schedule, or something about that. It's almost like there's either somebody around you who's like, hey, I'm kind of happy to like help out in some sense, but I'm understanding that you're feeling like a sense of like, I have to do this by myself, or feeling like it's like there's pros and cons with like, do I just like say, fine, I'll just do the whole thing, or do I like ask somebody for help or something like that, okay? There's something about that. What I will also say here is, if there is something about like even like a secret, or something that you like feel like you want to like almost confess, that kind of thing, I think that there is somebody around you who's like picking up on that, okay? That kind of thing. And I also want to say that I think you're getting guidance from your higher self here, or something, I do think that that might be something that's going on. So, all right, maybe some of you guys are dealing with a Cancer sign. Okay, so you have the Knight of Cups, and this is showing up as what you guys are wanting. So, this feels like to me that what you're wanting is somebody to pick up on a hint, or pick up on like a particular feeling or something that like you're putting out, okay? And again, I think somebody is picking up on that, or somebody's like, yeah, I kind of can like see, I can see that, or I can see, I don't know, I understand what you're saying or what you're doing, something regarding that. I am kind of picking that energy up. This Knight of Cups here, for some of you guys, it could be that like this whole thing could be like a love reading in some sense, okay? But I do feel like there's an energy of like keeping something back, or I don't know, or being like, I'm so close to completing whatever this is, that kind of stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. You have the Two of Cups in your environment, and then you have the Knight of Cups showing up as your goal. Maybe there's somebody around you that's like a really good like friend, or is like, the start of a relationship. And I wonder if the goal here is for you to kind of like, start like making moves in that way, or kind of like develop a relationship more, something about that, all right? I also wonder if there's something that you're like, God, I really want to say this, but there might be something like kind of stopping you or blocking you, that kind of thing. Could even be like an emotional type of thing. And I wonder if that's the case, and maybe your goal is to just like open up emotionally, open up in some type of way, and kind of like express the way that you're feeling, or at least make moves in the direction of something that maybe, or someone that you're wanting to like, again, maybe like kind of be like maybe kind of like romance somebody, that kind of thing, or at the very least have some type of like loving connection of some sort here. So, all right. Okay, so you guys have the Death card, and this is showing up as the challenge. I feel like there's been something that's not been fully closed out, and I think that this is like maybe an emotional type of thing. Like I wonder if there's something here that hasn't like completely, I want to say closed out, but I want to say like closure, like having closure on an issue or having closure on something, that kind of situation. I wonder if that is maybe presenting as the challenge here, or there's maybe a level of feeling like you're not going to be accepted, or that somebody else is not going to accept, something here, okay, or accept maybe you, or something. All right. You might be dealing with a Sagittarius, okay? You guys have the Moon card, and this is showing up for your opportunity. So, okay, there's something about revealing feelings here, all right? That kind of thing. Or, yeah, revealing feelings, or even revealing a particular partnership, relationship, something about that. I'm kind of picking that up, like, big time here. This Death card is your challenge. It could be that you're feeling like, yeah, well, this thing is going to end if something, I don't know, there might be a feeling of like this is the end, or I don't know, something like that. This is kind of an interesting reading here, Capricorn. Not sure that I expected this. So, all right, let's see, Capricorn. Whoa, I guess we'll go in there. All right. And the Queen of Wands is at the bottom. I think I like that. Okay, so for your energy, you guys have the 10 of Wands, and you have it with the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, so here's the thing. It's like, I feel like you're holding out for something, or there's something that you're like, it's almost like something is unfinished here, okay? Like, that's what I'm feeling, and I'm wondering, like, why is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time, like, pinpointing, like, what the holdup is, or something like that, okay? I really am getting, I'm intuitively picking up, like, an emotional block, or just, I don't know, being like, I'm so close to the end of something, I'm about to complete this, and then being like, okay, hold on, I'm going to stop right here, or I don't really want to finish this, or whatever it is. For some of you guys, I also understand you guys maybe being like, you know what, I put all the work into this thing. Maybe this is a solo type of situation, and you might be like, yeah, I put in all the work to this, so, like, you're damn right, I'm going to, like, kind of keep it, or I'm going to, hold on to whatever, like, the victory is, or whatever it is that you're kind of like getting at the end of all that work, that kind of stuff, like keeping your harvest, that kind of situation. All right, so you have the Chariot, and then you have it with the 3 of Swords, and this is showing up in the air of your feelings. For some of you guys, I understand something about like chopping up something so that it's like, okay, a little bit of momentum, or like a little bit of progress, take a break, a little bit of progress, take a break, okay, that kind of stuff. That's what I was saying about like the whole like seeing like the good and bad of something. It could just be like that, like black and white energy, like, or I want to say, I want to say like binary code or something, like zeros and ones. I don't know where that came from, something about that, but it's like chopping something up so that you feel like you can like go the whole distance with something. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking breaks. I don't know, something about that, okay? That kind of thing. I also, okay, this is really, really, really weird. I also understand something about feeling like if you have 4 things, I feel like you're focused on 3 of those not working or being broken or something. Don't know what that is in reference to, but I don't know. I'm picking that up for somebody. So, all right, interesting, Capricorn. So, okay, let's see. For some of you guys, it also could be that you're maybe, that's what I'm saying, holding in feelings of something, like not fully revealing maybe how you're feeling, or not fully revealing something here, okay? I almost feel like you're maybe feeling like a sense of like, I might lose control of this, or I might have to like let somebody else take over this thing, but I think that there's hesitation in that way. So, all right, you have the 2 of Cups, and you have it with the Justice card here, and this is showing up in the energy around you. So I feel like this is, if this is a person, I think it's somebody who is like, very honest, okay, that kind of stuff. I feel like this is somebody who is has maybe experienced the same results that you have in something, or this is somebody who is just like a somebody that you can like kind of talk to that is not doesn't have like a bias, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like a neutral, like third party or something like that, okay? That kind of situation. Isn't that interesting? We were saying like blending the like black and white, and then like the yin and yang are right here on this card. So that, you know, there's something about that. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to explain, but like there is something about that, is like the like duality or something about that, or understanding like it's not just like one thing, but it's like multiple things, or I don't know. That sounds so vague, but that's what I'm picking up here. Okay, for some of you guys, maybe you have a Libra person around you that could help in some capacity here, that kind of stuff. I'm even getting somebody who's like, I'm friends with a lawyer, or I don't know, like something like that. That might be something to do with whatever's going on here. All right. I also want to say something possibly about like contracts or making a deal and being like, okay, now we have to sign on it, that kind of stuff. I'm wondering if that's like kind of happening like around you in some sense. So, all right, you have the Knight of Cups, and then you have it with the Two of Swords here as well. This is showing up for your goal. So yes, again, I do feel like you have this goal of like expressing a certain, either like something that you want to create, or something that you're feeling like, that like speaks to your heart, or maybe there's like a feeling of like love, or you know, like I really want to go, like I want to be with this person, or I want to involve myself in this thing, or I want to kind of like start like expressing myself in a certain way, or opening up emotionally, that kind of stuff. I still feel like that is your goal, and I think that in the past there's been kind of like an like ignoring that in some sense, or there's maybe you have felt ignored, okay? Maybe that is what it is, and now you're like, okay, I need to like express my emotions, whatever the heck it is, or like trying to like win somebody over, and maybe like again, like a romantic type of capacity, that kind of thing, all right? This came out, I forget, it was one of the fire sign readings, and I was saying something about like a smooth talker of some sense. So I kind of still do understand that, all right? I do. All right. So maybe this is a smooth talker who is a Libra, you know? I also kind of want to say maybe a water sign as well. All right. So let's see. I don't want to say conflict resolution as well. Like I'm wondering if maybe there was like I don't know, something that was like unsettled or unrecognized, something about that in the past. And I feel like now it's like this thing of like wanting to kind of open up in that way. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But I also think that there's something that you're ready to showcase, but there's also something that you're feeling like you've been holding something back, or that you want to hold something back or keep something just for you, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. I'm even wondering if there's like a thing here where it's like when you're feeling overwhelmed, or there's like too much going on, something about that, there might be like kind of this thing where you're like, I kind of like need to like feel physically secure during this, or I need to kind of like, I don't know, do something to like center your energy, or something about that. You know, that's it feels sensory. That's kind of what I want to say. So all right, let's see. So you guys have the Strength card, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Wands showing up for this goal. So all right, so with this, so this is Strength card, says fortitude on it. So this is showing up as the action to take. So yes, there is something about allowing yourself to reveal a particular emotion, feeling, being creative in a certain way, or again expressing the way that you're feeling about a certain person, hobby, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. All right. So yes, I do feel like that's like what's being asked of you, is to really kind of like move forward in a way that you're like, I'm not going to like psych myself out of this, or I'm not going to like let like the unknown or anything like that kind of deter you from like really going towards something that maybe you really love, or you have a lot of like loving feelings towards. Again, friendship, romantic partnership, a hobby, a job, whatever the heck it is, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so you have the Five of Wands, and this is showing up as what this Strength card is going to bring. I feel like this is going to prove to you that you're able to like, I want to say like, get something off of your chest in a way that somebody, like the recipient, is able to understand what it is that you're saying, okay, that kind of stuff. And I weirdly do get a little bit of defensiveness here, but it's not like overly defensive, or it's something that at least could be like kind of like worked or tweaked or something like that. All right, that's kind of what I'm understanding. I do feel like there's a sense of like maybe needing to speak up on something, or at least being like courageous enough to like let yourself be seen, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. For some of you guys, if there's been like maybe like an upset, or there's been like I want to say like a quarrel of some sort, that kind of thing, then I wonder if whatever this is like maybe you holding back in a certain way, that kind of thing, that might actually like surprise somebody in the way that you're reacting or not reacting to something, okay? That kind of thing. There's something in there. There's something in there, but I'm not sure which way it's going, okay? It's probably going to be different for a lot of you guys. So you have the Knight of Wands, and this is showing up for what to avoid here. So I would avoid being overly, like, I want to say overly assertive or overly... I think this is more so like worrying about like the passion of something before the emotions are really like formed or connected. This does feel like the start of a relationship and like doing it in like the correct way. What's the correct way? I don't know. I'm definitely not the authority on that, okay? But I feel like there's something there. There's something there. All right. So let's see. I think it's more so about like a control piece here. You know what I'm saying? Like a control piece in some sort of way, but still allowing yourself to like offer love, experience love, something like that. Or even like, you know, I want to say like pouring your heart out, like whether this is like, maybe it's an artistic expression, if it's not you guys connecting with another person, you know, something about that, you know, I'm definitely like picking up that type of energy. All right, so let's see. So you guys have the Temperance card, and then you have it with the Death card here showing up for part of your challenge, or for your challenge anyway. So, okay, yes, so the challenge here seems to be change of some sort, okay? Whether this is being, well, no, I think that's just what it is something in the past was changed in some sense, or something was either blended, or I want to say, okay, you know when like you put citrus in like something that has, maybe it's lactic acid. I don't know. What the heck am I saying, guys? We'll just use like dairy because I don't know what the casein. I don't know. It's going to drive me a little bit crazy, but it's okay. I'll figure that out later. Anyway, like you put like lemons or whatever the heck it is, and it like coagulates and kind of like denatures almost, or if it's like, if it was homogeneous, now it's not. That probably made no sense. Oh my God. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say, is something like kind of fell apart, or something like lost its original form of something, that kind of stuff, like, you know, needing to like reblend elements of something together, something about that, okay? I will also say I said like conflict resolution before. This could be the challenge that maybe in the past there was a situation that like maybe somebody was going overboard, or maybe, you know, you or somebody else was having a hard time like tempering themselves, you know, that kind of situation, something about that. I will also say with that like coagulation type of reference, maybe this is like something was left on too long, or somebody wasn't paying attention to like the timing of something or the steps involved in something here, that kind of situation. All right, that's kind of what I feel like happened in the past, and now I feel like there's a challenge in maybe trying to accept what that final product is, or in transitioning that, like being like, okay, now like it's not completed, we're in like the middle of this like I'm getting like very like liquidy type of stuff. I'm almost seeing somebody like making like slime, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you guys like have kids or anything, but like that's literally what I'm seeing, is like making slime, or like the glue, and I don't know, all that kind of stuff. And we definitely mentioned something about like sensory stuff earlier. So again, this feels it feels confusing. I feel like I'm not doing a good job explaining this, but this is how it's coming out. This is the best I can do right now. Okay, so all right. Okay, so you have the Six of Wands, Two of Wands, and the Universe here, and this is showing up for part of this challenge. So you have the Six of Wands as showing up as the action to take. So to me, this is like, hey, you need to kind of like accept something here, and what a weird interpretation, but I am getting that, is like accepting something so that you can kind of like show it off in some capacity. Or this is you being like, you know what, even if you think that it's like still like not done or whatever, or something about that, there's still a level of being like, okay, but I'm still going to go for the victory. I'm still going to kind of like try and win this thing, or I'm still going to showcase whatever this is, you know, that kind of stuff. Some of you guys maybe are dealing with a Leo, okay? You do have like the Six of Wands, you have the Fortitude card here. So it could be that you're dealing with a Leo. All right, so you have the Two of Wands, and this is showing up as, I thought, okay, this says Lord of Dominion. I thought it said Lord of Domination. I was like, that's awesome. But okay, so Lord of Six of Wands and the Two of Wands here for your challenge. So whatever this is, like kind of like showing up to something, or being like, I'm recognized, or I can recognize that, or something is recognizable, that kind of thing. There is also something about like a win, you know, having a win of some sort, whether it's like a personal win or something like that. Okay, there's oh God, and sorry, now I'm getting that you saw the same thing that somebody else saw, or you two people had the same dream, or you saw the same thing. You understood something the same way. This is friggin' cool, okay, Capricorn? So I feel like maybe you and somebody else have like an incredibly strong connection where I'm getting like you going into a meditation and somebody else doing that too, and you're both seeing the same thing. And then like afterwards you're like, whoa, I saw this, like I saw that as well. Something about that. I know this reading is all over the place, Capricorn. That's just, it's kind of what it is today, I suppose. So yes, Two of Wands coming in as like what this Six of Wands is going to bring. I feel like it's going to bring you the power to be like, okay, I've been seen for this already, or I've kind of been represented in some type of way, or I've had a victory in some type of way here. And now I feel like, okay, and now I'm going to kind of, what's the next thing I can win, or what's the next thing I can show up to, what's the next thing I can kind of like showcase, or something about that, okay, that kind of stuff. It's almost like assuming like you are going to win, or assuming that you're going to be seen in some capacity, you know, that kind of stuff. Like I'm getting like, don't leave the house unless you're like prepared to, you know, like be seen that way, or I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know. There's like something like that. I feel like that's something that like your grandmother would say to you, or, you know, something like that. All right. So you have the Universe card here. This is the World card, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So here's the thing. Maybe not every single person in the world sorry, I'm going to take that back right now. I'm getting something about shipping, or about shipping overseas, or something about that. Okay. That should be avoided in some sense, or shipping speeds, or something like that, you know, like, so I know these are timeless, but like we have Halloween coming up. Like, I wonder if this is like, hey, don't order that thing online because it's definitely not going to come in time, something like that. Okay, that might be it, or just like double checking on that. I don't know. There's something regarding that. So what to avoid, this Universe card, maybe that's it. Also says the great one of the night, the great one of the nighttime. Of the night of time. I was like, that's not what that says. So I'm wondering if just the length of time of something here is super important, or that it's like, hey, don't worry about the timing of something. Don't worry about that, you know, something regarding that, okay? I also want to say avoid feeling like there needs to be some like karmic balance, or that there's, I don't know, something about that, something like karmic related. Maybe that is something to be avoided right now as well, for one reason or another, okay? That kind of thing. All right. I'm getting something where someone's like, it's all my fault. And it's like, no, like, I feel like that's to be avoided too, is to be like, this is all my fault, or something like that. I don't know what that is about, but I definitely just got slammed with that. So again, Capricorn, I do understand that this reading is friggin' all over the place. I'm going to have a really fun time finding a title for this one. Wow. All right, so let's see. So, all right, you guys have the Wheel of Fortune, and then you have it with the Moon card here, and this is showing up for your opportunity. So yes, again, I feel like you have the opportunity to, I'm going to say it again, to reveal some sort of emotion, or reveal something, or go into something that is like maybe very much intuitively based, that kind of stuff, okay? Some of you guys, maybe you're even like dipping into like shadow work, that kind of stuff, okay? That could possibly be what part of this opportunity is, all right? Also, you have the Wheel of Fortune coming previously to that. So I do feel like it's like, well, that's so interesting. So this Universe card, like I'm getting like, don't really like worry about like karma too much, that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's something that maybe you are kind of feeling weighed down by that in some sense, or you know, something about that, but I'm understanding to kind of like not focus on that. And I feel like there's maybe something here in the past that maybe was like kind of out of your control, or just like kind of like happened. I'll tell you something. There's a lot of like circular or cyclical references in your reading, and a lot of like that's what I'm saying about like the time thing. It's like over and over. Like you have like the Chariot, as I'm kind of seeing that as a circle. I'm not, that's what I'm doing. And the Wheel of Fortune, the Universe card, you know, Death card, it's a lot of like cycles, and you know, starting back up, accepting, ending something, blah blah blah, like all that kind of stuff. All right, there's like things are changing, this is shifting, this thing happened, oh my god, now this thing happened, this type of stuff. So it's almost like your opportunity is either to be like, okay, wow, this was friggin' unexpected, like what the heck, where'd this come from? And now it's like you have the opportunity to kind of work through that, to keep kind of like working through whatever is either confusing, or it has like your emotions maybe tied up in something, that kind of stuff, okay? And I feel like there is something about like revealing the way that you are feeling about something, that kind of situation. But I feel like it comes because like either you were in like the right place at the right time, or there's something about like something just happening by chance or whatever the heck it is, you know, something about that. All right. Maybe the opportunity is like, hey, it's actually like a really good time for you to do something that like involves like some mystery, or again, like revealing like maybe an emotion that you hadn't really like addressed yet, or let kind of come to the surface, that kind of stuff. It could just be that like, hey, the timing's like actually like in your favor for that. So you have the Four of Wands, and this is showing up as what to do here. So yeah, so there we go. There's more of like, I want to say celebrating like the little milestones along the way, maybe not having to wait for like the main event of something, but more so like being like, okay, we can celebrate, like we got this far, we got this far, we got this far, like that kind of stuff, okay? I feel like that is definitely something that you should take into account here, you know, that kind of stuff. Especially we were saying with this Chariot card and the Three of Swords, like in the area of your feelings, like it does feel like there's like, I want to say like, it's almost like, okay, we're going to drive this distance and take a break. Now we're going to drive this distance, take a break. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Something like that, okay? Like segmenting something, that kind of stuff, okay? Yeah. Like I'm seeing like a line segment with like the little dots in between. So also maybe that's, now I'm like, is that graphing? I don't know. Is that what I'm seeing? I'm seeing it more as a flat line. So that might be a good thing. Maybe there's something that's happening less, unless this is something that you're wanting to increase. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like getting a little analytical here. So let's keep going, Capricorn. Sorry, this reading is so friggin' long, man. So all right, you have the Magician card. This is showing up as what the Four of Wands is going to bring. I feel like it's going to bring you some personal power, some like internal motivation of some sort. It's like, okay, yep, we finished this little like milestone, whatever the heck it is. Now it's like, okay, I feel accomplished. I feel like I can do this, that kind of stuff. It actually feels like building up behavioral momentum is really kind of what this feels like. So, all right, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is showing up as what to avoid. I'm wondering if you might have to spend a little bit of money on something, or if this is the avoidance of that. I can't really figure it out, but I do want to say this is something to do with like monetary something or other, or something to do with your finances, or how you're putting something together, maybe in a DIY aspect, something about that, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. Okay, and I also want to say this might even be like, hey, avoid feeling like you have to be like too serious about something, or be like I always have to be grounded. Like it's okay. I've learned it's okay to let your mind just do what the heck it's doing. Okay, obviously that's like a vague statement, all right. But it's okay to daydream and get like visions and all that kind of stuff. Like I feel like that's a good thing. So that's kind of like what I'm getting with that, is like, you don't always have to be like super grounded. And I know that sounds really counterintuitive, okay? That kind of stuff. Obviously, if like, yeah, I know it sounds counterintuitive. I think it's more just like, you know, you don't always have to be so serious, or you don't always have to like, I want to say maybe even do everything by yourself, you know, or be like, I have to make this, or whatever it is. Like maybe you have a party and it's like, dude, just get it catered, you know? Maybe you don't have to be the hero. Probably just offended someone. So, all right, that's what I have for you guys, Capricorn. I really hope this reading was helpful and made sense in some way. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.